I just don't want people to hear you talk and then think, oh, wow, Merrick and nocommentchick, these two people sound like really cool. And they're both supporting DemonMama. So that person must be cool too, because DemonMama is not cool. That person is a horrible fucking piece of shit that is like horrible for every issue they claim to represent. She takes everything back farther. She is creating like anti-SJWs every time she has a conversation. Like, dude, I felt myself becoming misogynistic just listening to her argue with DaSkrub. I was turning into an incel in real time. Every time she spoke another sentence, I had to kick Mel another like 2 feet away from me because I hated women that much more. Okay, listen, this is not a good person. Do not defend this person. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry. I'm unhinged right now. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I'm my.
Yeah, you're very.
It sounds like she's radicalizing you.
Listen.
Yeah, I'm getting radicalized. I actually just accidentally subbed to Sargon's channel. I gotta unsub. Hold on.
Okay, Steven, you're here. Hold on, just listen to me for a second. I understand that you have personal issues with Demon Mama. Okay, I understand that, but you know, this is not someone that I'm just going to write off. This is someone that I'm going to, you know, continue to be nice to and continue to talk to and engage with the same way I continue to talk to and be nice to and engage with you, even though people say you're toxic and you're fucking horrible, right? So she's been really, really, really kind to me and really helpful to me when all of this horrible shit is happening to me. So I understand that you have personal issues with her, but I mean, I'm not gonna like sit here and say that she's horrible, and I don't necessarily like or agree with you coming on here and just saying that she's this horrible trash person just because you don't necessarily agree with her, okay?
Hey, hold on. We got to be very clear. One, my disagreements with her are not like personal, and it's not just because we have disagreements. I don't like her. I don't like her because I think she's a subhuman piece of shit. It's a much bigger issue. It's not just because, oh well, oh sorry. It's not just because like, oh like I you know we disagreed, blah 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 blah. Now we had our one big disagreement, and I didn't really like her personally for that. But the reason why I fucking hate her, why I think she's a horrible, disgusting piece of shit, is because listening to her conversation with DaSkrubKing, it felt like every insane SJW compilation I'd ever seen from like 2015, where it was somebody that was like not listening to a single thing, constantly trying to score like horrible dunks, was like getting into these really weird spots where she's explaining to like an African American about how oppression in society and shit works. It was the cringiest thing I've ever seen. My problems with her weren't personal. It's that she was making horrible arguments, trying to score dunks, trying to tear down another person, wasn't engaging with an argument, and I just think it was so horrible when I listened to it. It had nothing personally to do with me. Like,
but I mean, these are kind of like normal, you know, debate lord tactics. Do you think that she's that much of an outlier, you know, compared to like other people on the platforms? Like, how egregious do you think this is? Well, I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, put her on a bell, you know, just put her in a standard deviation for me. Like, do you think she's like worse than, you know, like how much worse is she than like the average debate lord?
I mean, there's a lot of like. It depends on when you say debate lord. I don't know what that means. Like some people will call you debate lord. You point out that their argument is irrational, but then you've got other people that are like constantly trying to just get like dunks for their YouTube channel and shit. And these are like the worst types of people on the internet.
Okay,
and
so
this is like
in the debate sphere, what would you put her on as far as standard deviation? As far as you think she's bad, right? You think she's on the bad side, but like, would you say that she's like standard deviation 1, standard deviation 2? Like, how far of an outlier do you think she is? Because the way, like, I haven't heard you like go off on somebody like this before, actually. I don't think
she's bad enough that like when I haven't posted my first video yet with her because I want her to die and fade into obscurity on the internet and never come back. Like that's how horrible I think this person is. Because it's not just somebody that's like bad and is an annoying conservative. It's somebody that's bad on the left that fucking kills all of my causes. And anytime I argue with somebody, people are going to point to like people like her and go, oh well, look at like people like her making these types of arguments. And then I have to be like, okay, well listen, not every trans person is like this, not every SGW is like this, not every woman is like this, not everybody that argues for left leaning good causes are like this. And it's like that's how horrible this person is. It's not just like debate lord stuff. It's just like horrible human being stuff.
I can feel you when you say like it's not right for Demon Mama to assume Scrub's intentions, but I also feel like you might have a few logical jumps in your analysis of Demon Mama's intentions. I'm not completely sold on that, but I mean, like I can see what you're saying, and I've been there. Like I mean, I know the feeling of wanting somebody to get the fuck off the internet. Okay, I actually relate to you on that more than maybe a lot of other streamers too.
What is one logical jump that you think I've made?
I don't see the connection, Steven. Like, I think there's like what is one logical connection that you've made to actually like let me know that like we have a pretty good sense of what her actual intent, because getting somebody's intentions, like that takes so much, like, isn't that one of the hardest things to prove in court generally is, you know,
Sure.
if you
So
have to...
after talking to DaSkrubKing for what have you guys been talking for, like an hour, 30 minutes? Do you feel like he wants state mandated compliments from women to men?
No,
No.
obviously not.
So what kind of a person do you think it would do you feel like he's been incredibly stupid, that you've had to be unreasonably patient, that he's like poorly spoken, too dumb to get his opinions out? Do you feel like he's like reasonably intelligent?
Look,
Yes, I do. I think she was memeing.
So then what kind of a person do you think it would take to have a conversation with somebody like DaSkrubKing and to walk away thinking that they want state mandated compliments from women?
I think she's just memeing, Steven. I don't think it was supposed to be taken super seriously.
Okay, then Fuentes was just memeing when he talked about putting the cookies in the oven. It's just a meme. It's all
Well,
irony.
hey, hold on. But these are so different, though. Like you're
Right,
comparing it
different.
really.
The difference is that Fuentes can never hurt somebody like me or DaSkrubKing on the internet, but these fucking piece of shit like DemonMama can get people fucking canceled. That's the difference. The difference is that, like, in terms of internet life right now, certain people that follow certain ideologies are actually way more fucking dangerous to meddle with. If Nick Fuentes goes on Twitter and calls me like a fucking and calls me like a socialist, whatever, a million times, nobody gives a fuck. But if DemonMama gets the right person to listen and labels somebody like me or DaSkrubKing a transphobe, I could lose fucking sponsorships or get fucking banned off of platforms for it.
I
Like,
mean,
there's a
hey,
difference.
Steven, you know, was just pushed off of Twitter, and someone tried to like have this like me swatted like a couple of days ago, right? I mean, I understand this. I think I, of all people, of course, understand this. But I don't think she's trying to get him canceled. I just haven't seen that happening anywhere.
Well, even if she's not trying, it's pretty irresponsible to imply that I'm like an incel or transphobic or anything.
I'm more like a manic pixie dream girl fucking from another planet, and you gotta explain to me the ways of Earth because they are very mysterious, because I came from outer space and things are different in outer space. Ooh woo. Do you understand?
I mean, that's pretty good to know that, you know, you're taking that seriously. Because honestly, I mean, like, I think even Steven misgendered her. I think Steven misgendered her
I
twice.
think that was I'm pretty sure that he said them, but even if it was most likely an accident. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted, you know, I wanted to
People
talk
ever
to him about
intentionally
it.
misgender somebody, even for a meme.
No, I don't. Yeah.
We're
I didn't.
talking about the Steven Demon Mama debate, right?
It was less of a debate and more of a.
Wait, but we're
screaming
talking about
to-
the you know, yeah, you're right. It did devolve pretty quickly, but we're talking about the same thing. I'm just making sure that we're that's the instance that we're talking about, the call between Steven and Demon Mama about,
Yeah.
was it Lexi and Liv posting that they were talking about, and then it just kind of derailed from there?
I don't know, but I know that he accidentally misgendered her twice. It just kind of seemed like, and I don't think that I mean I know Steven, like I don't think that he is the kind of person that misgenders people. I mean, I think that he's done a good amount of actual advocacy for like standing up for trans people. I just think that it seemed like because he did that and then didn't address it afterwards, it just kind of seemed like chat thought that that was like a free-for-all to like be really fucking horrible to her.
He's screaming in my chat to let him in. I don't want him to steal my spotlight, but if you
Let him in.
probably shouldn't speak on his behalf, so
No, and like I said, this was something that, you know, I had wanted to talk to him about also, but my point wasn't that like he went out of his way to misgender her. I think my point was that it ended up happening, and I think his chat saw that as like a green light to talk a bunch of shit. But that being said, I'm willing to talk to Steven as long as he's not going to come on and yell at me, because if you come on and you yell at me, Steven, I'm just going to hang up on you. But I don't think you're going to yell at me.
I think what's probably more accurate is these people are already like in DGG, and they probably already have these beliefs. They're just too scared of doing it because they know that they'll get shit canned for it in DGG, and they thought for some reason that coming into my chat, like, moderation would be less strict. That's probably the more.
I mean, do you think it was all DGG? I mean, do you think it was people from somewhere else?
No, there's no. Like, I know this because as soon as Steven ended stream, a bunch of people in DGG linked my stream, and I don't have enough of an audience outside of. I mean, half my Twitter followers are probably from DGG, anyways. I don't think this got picked up anywhere else because most of the dumb shit was at the start of the conversation. If it was people filtering in from outside, it slowed down later on. So.
Okay. Well, it's good to hear that you were like taking care of that, because that was I mean, how something sounds on the surface is one thing, but like that was something else that I saw that I thought was fucking wild.
Yeah, and those people are shitheads, and they can stay banned, stay mad.
Okay, cool. Yeah, especially because like I've never known him to be someone that like has that in his community. You know what I mean? Like that's never something I would associate with him. Does he still want to come on and talk to me?
Yeah, from my interaction, Steven's been pretty based on trans issues.
On social issues.
Everybody knows that I don't agree with Destiny on everything, and I think I've made those points extensively. But yeah, like the trans issues, I've never really seen a problematic take. And if there is one, chat, send it to me.
Steven is super fucking progressive.
Did he say no this time?
Doesn't.
Oh, he's saying yes. He's saying a bunch of yeses. I don't know what chat's saying now.
Yeah, so he's super fucking progressive, and this is one of the things that really frustrates me. It's like it's not rewarding to be a Destiny stan in public because he really is fucking super progressive, but it's like I don't know, people don't want to hear that. So that's why I just thought it was really, really off-putting.
Yeah, people do tend to kind of remember that one take.
What the lit you say? That one fucking take? Do you remember when people were taking that out of context like a month ago and like tweeting that fucking everywhere?
Yeah.
When he was yeah.
I sent him the Discord link. If he wants to join, then he can figure it out. He's a pro gamer. He can figure out Discord.
He can hack my Discord, damn. Yeah, let me know if you need anything on my side. I think I need to just give him permission to be in the Discord or something. Otherwise, he'll be muted. Wait, is he coming in, or is he just going to get in on yours?
He says, I'm here.
You're in
He's in the Discord's voice channel, looks like.
Okay, let's see. No, not in... Oh, wow, yes, that is correct. Let me see if I can... oh, that's a really cute avatar, though. That I didn't expect that.
It is really cute, yeah.
You don't expect people like Destiny to come in with cute avatars like this. What do I need to do? I think I need to give him...
He's a lot softer than people give him credit for, like, in person. He's not nearly as spicy as he is online, or when he's, like, raging.
Yeah, sounds like I need to give him a role. Okay, no, you're not getting mod. Fuck.
Well.
Steven, did you come?
There we go. You're a panel member. Hello. Steven, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hi.
I can hear you loud.
Good to talk to you. Yeah, so we're here with Merrick and DaSkrubKing, and well, you've been following along, so you know what's up.
A little bit, I'm just taking a break from my real life praxis down here to pop onto Twitch to see what's going on in my favorite local chat room.
Nice.
And here I find my good friend DaSkrubKing.
Good friend now. Oh shit, I'm moving up.
Good friend DaSkrubKing. Well, now that you're a 4-figure streamer, now you've moved up to the good friend zone. What are we chatting about here today, guys? What's up? I'm just here for a little bit. I'm not here to steal the whole show or anything, or just wanted to see what's going on.
So did you see the DemonMama and Scrub debating? There was I guess 2 debates this week, one longer one and one shorter one.
Yeah, I think I managed to catch the longer one, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's essentially Merrick saw that and watched it on stream yesterday. Just had some some concerns, some questions. Wanted to kind of feel Scrub out as far as what was meant by some things that didn't really get unpacked during the debate, and so I know people, and I made this happen. I mostly have stayed out of it. I mean, I came back in after they were done with the main conversation, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Is I feel like the two of you have reached an understanding, right? Would I be incorrect in saying that?
Well, I think this was really productive.
Oh. Good. Have you guys reached an understanding? What was that understanding again? DaSkrubKing, can you verbalize that for me?
I think that we just have some disagreements about how it might be somewhat irresponsible to not clarify more fully where I'm putting responsibility, because if I leave it too much up in the air, people can, interpret it like.
Do you think that if you were like, do you think that if you were talking to somebody that was more concerned with figuring out what like your actual position was than somebody trying to constantly dunk on you for YouTube subs, that maybe that would have come out a little bit easier?
Yeah, I think if we went in like more in depth on any one topic, that probably would have been better, because it seemed like the conversation was mostly just like pivoting onto a new topic every 2 or 3 sentences. Hello, buddy?
Hi,
wait.
what's up?
He's losing it.
It may be a Discord problem? I saw his light on.
Yeah, sorry. Is it? Yeah, my thing was lagging for a second. I'm sorry. Hello?
Hey.
Hi, Steven.
Okay, I'm using the microphone on my laptop, so sometimes it does that. I don't know why that happens. It's a little. Do I sound okay right now?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, listen. Listen up, guys. I got big problems. I got big problems with this Demon Mama person, all right?
We know.
Like, this person is very bad, okay?
Why?
Do you understand this? Because they are... I'm sorry. Listen.
Did you say... You got cut off right after
Steven,
you...
where are you?
Okay. All right. Listen up. I watched the conversation with DaSkrubKing and Demon Mama, all right? DaSkrubKing was trying his best to have a reasonable conversation, and Demon Mama was fucking obsessed, was unhinged, trying to shove him into fucking Camp Incel. When I watch Demon Mama talk on YouTube, it feels like somebody like took like pieces of me and Vosh and then went back into a time machine from 2015 to a Sargon anti-SJW video and mixed it all together, and like this is like the result of that. It was like every bad stereotype, every horrible argument, every obsessive identity politics, every like horrible thing you could possibly do as like an SJW-esque whatever person that anybody would have complained about in 2012, and Demon Mama is the living embodiment of that. I don't know how anybody could watch the conversation with DaSkrubKing and Demon Mama and think that Demon was in any way trying to approach that conversation in good faith. And it drives me crazy that people are acting like DaSkrubKing had like some misunderstanding or wasn't clarifying his points hard enough. That, I don't know, that really bothers me. There you go, sorry.
Okay, well, I think even in this conversation, DaSkrubKing himself actually agreed with me that we didn't really get into the nuance of any of his points, which was really kind of my main concern.
Well, yeah,
yeah, but I understand that, but yeah, the reason why he didn't get into the nuance of anything is because Demon was constantly trying to trip him up and shove him into holes to like claim that he was an incel. Like, the whole reason why Demon wanted to have that conversation was so that she could get like another incel notch added to like her Twitter debate list or whatever. That was literally the only reason she cared to even talk to him at all. Like, she wasn't critically engaging with a single thing that she said. Like with a single thing that he said. I'm sorry, I misgendered you there, DaSkrubKing. She didn't engage critically with a single thing that he said. So like the idea that it was his fault for not being nuanced enough, or that it was his fault for not being like clear enough when she's constantly trying to trip him up, seems a little bit ridiculous to me.
Okay, Steven, I didn't say that it was his fault though.
Sure, I guess it sounds like we're expecting like DaSkrubKing to take like a really conciliatory tone when he's like in like a call with like a debate lord trying to just like score points for a YouTube compilation thing.
Okay, well, why do you think that I'm trying to get him to sound really conciliatory? Because I mean, I think throughout this, I mean, even one of the last things that I just said to him was that I was really glad that I think that, you know, when we actually, him and I got to talk about what it is that he thought, that I think that his points are a lot more nuanced than I was initially worried that they might not be, and that I actually end up agreeing with him with a lot of what he's saying. So I mean,
so here's my problem. When you say that, when you say I think that maybe something was lost to the sauce, or maybe he wasn't being, I think that based on what I know of you, I think you genuinely mean that. That's my understanding. But when Demon said it, I don't think Demon thought that DaSkrubKing was like lost or not being clear. She knew that she had like the incel radar going off, and she was looking for a kill. That was like the problem. So I don't know. I have a lot of problems with the way that she conducts herself online, with the running to crying about transphobic comments and crying about how DaSkrubKing was an incel and all this stuff, and then like throwing out like the huge insults towards communities or whatever because she didn't get the dunks that she wanted. I don't like. I think that you're a nice and cool person, and I don't like you standing in as like defender for that type of like fucking disgusting behavior. That's just like my problem. But I don't think you guys have any problems with your conversations, or at least I didn't hear anything. Like you guys didn't sound like you were like super bad faith with each other at all. But man, dude, that Demon Mama person is fucking. Whoa, whoa.
Well, okay. I mean, I do think it's pretty valid for her to be upset about like really nasty shit and transphobic shit in the chat. You don't think that that's valid?
No, listen, when you are a trans person, you know that literally no matter where the fuck you go on the internet, there is going to be at least one or two transphobic comments made about you. I have one of the, if not the largest trans community of any streamer on fucking Twitch. And for her to have like 2 people or 3 people make nasty comments towards her on Twitter, which is always gonna, I have 7,000 viewers talking to her, okay? Of course there's gonna be some people making transphobic comments. For her to not only come out and say that my community is transphobic, which is bullshit, and then to take it one step further and then to agree with that other fucking piece of shit, Chaos is Mel, or Mel is Chaos, to come and say, oh, well, the trans people in my community are all true scum. Fuck you, dude. That's bullshit.
Well,
I'm
okay.
sorry when I say dude there. I mean dude or dudette or whatever, so people don't get mad at that. But I don't think it's
cool
fair.
With dudes. We're cool with dudes.
Okay, because sometimes I say dude and people say I'm misgendering, so I'm just making sure, okay?
That's boomers.
I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair that you can just call a whole community transphobic every single time you get a transphobic comment made towards you. Because anytime you talk to anybody ever, there's a lot of fucking transphobic people on the internet. Those comments are always going to be out there. It's not fair to paint an entire community in that broad brush unless you're just looking for internet dunk points.
I mean, that's true.
Is that something that happened on Twitter? Because Steven, you know I'm not on
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay, well, so I didn't see any of that.
Not to mention the fact that when I run into people like this, I think it was Liv posting, or it might have been somebody different, that where they complain, they'll say like, oh, like people from Destiny's community are in my chat making horrible comments, blah, 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 blah. Right to Bear Arms has literally reached out to people like this and said, hey, if anybody does any of these types of comments, then go ahead and send me a message and I'll ban them. Not a single fucking reply ever. Not even one time. It never, ever, ever fucking happens, because all of these people it's all a performance to them. They don't give a fuck about trans issues or harassment or any of this shit. It's just shit that they say online to score fucking brownie points for some shit that they can do to get Twitter followers at the end of the day. Because anytime I try to follow up seriously, and by the way, I am the most lethal person. If somebody in my community runs to another person and harasses them, I will ban them from my Discord, from my DGG chat, from my Twitch chat, from every if they live in the same city as me, okay, I'll fucking call the cops on them, right? I will do anything to get these people away from me. And everybody knows that. But for some reason, every time I debate another one of these insane fucking, what I don't even know what I would call them anymore, not progressives, because it's way different than that, not SJWs, I don't even know what I would call them.
These like would say woke scold, so is that the word you're looking for, woke scold?
Well, when it's convenient, they're woke scolds, and then other times they're class reductionists. I guess it's whatever gets them more retweets at the time. But like these people never follow up with me on calling out any of these people that are supposedly doing these horrible transphobic comments. I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot.
Hey, hold on. First of all, you're talking at me very fast and aggressive, which is not usually how you communicate with me. So do you? I mean, are you just kind of like upset about this situation with Demon Mama? Is that what's happening, or are you frustrated with how our conversation has gone? Are you frustrated with what you think I'm doing?
No, your conversation has gone great. I just don't want people to hear you talk and then think, oh, wow, Merrick and nocommentchick, these 2 people sound like really cool. And they're both supporting Demon Mama. So that person must be cool too, because Demon Mama is not cool. That person is a horrible fucking piece of shit that is like horrible for every issue they claim to represent. She takes everything back farther. She is creating like anti-SJWs every time she has a conversation. Like, dude, I felt myself becoming misogynistic just listening to her argue with DaSkrub. I was turning into an incel in real time. Every time she spoke another sentence, I had to kick Mel another like 2 feet away from me because I hated women that much more. Okay, listen, this is not a good person. Do not defend this person. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry. I'm unhinged right now. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you're very
worked up. It sounds like she's radicalizing you.
Listen.
Yeah, I'm getting radicalized. I actually just accidentally subbed to Sargon's channel. I gotta unsub. Hold on.
Okay, Steven, you're here? Hold on, just listen to me for a second. I understand that you have personal issues with Demon Mama, okay? I understand that, but this is not someone that I'm just going to write off. This is someone that I'm going to, continue to be nice to and continue to talk to and engage with the same way I continue to talk to and be nice to and engage with you, even though people say you're toxic and you're fucking horrible, right? So she's been really, really, really kind to me and really helpful to me when all of this horrible shit is happening to me. So I understand that you have personal issues with her, but I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that she's horrible, and I don't necessarily like or agree with you coming on here and just saying that she's this horrible trash person just because you don't necessarily agree with her, okay?
Wait, hold on. We got to be very clear. One, my disagreements with her are not like personal, and it's not just because we have disagreements. I don't like her. I don't like her because I think she's a subhuman piece of shit. It's a much bigger issue. It's not just because it's not just because we disagreed, blah 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 blah. Now we had our one big disagreement, and I didn't really like her personally for that. But the reason why I fucking hate her and why I think she's a horrible, disgusting piece of shit is because listening to her conversation with DaSkrubKing, it felt like every insane SJW compilation I'd ever seen from like 2015, where it was somebody that was like not listening to a single thing, constantly trying to score like horrible dunks, was like getting into these really weird spots where she's explaining to like an African American about how oppression in society and shit works. It was the cringiest thing I'd ever seen. My problems with her weren't personal. It's that she was making horrible arguments, trying to score dunks, trying to tear down another person, wasn't engaging with an argument, and I just think it was so horrible when I listened to it. It had nothing personally to do with me. Like,
but I mean, these are kind of like normal, debate lord tactics. Do you think that she's that much of an outlier, compared to like other people on the platforms? Like, how egregious do you think this is? Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, put her on a bell, just put her in a standard deviation for me. Like, do you think she's like worse than, like how much worse is she than like the average debate lord?
I mean, there's a lot of like. It depends on when you say debate lord. I don't know what that means. Like some people will call you debate lord. You point out that their argument is irrational, but then you've got other people that are like constantly trying to just get like dunks for their YouTube channel and shit. And these are like the worst types of people on the internet.
Okay,
and
so
this is like.
In the debate sphere, what would you put her on as far as standard deviation? As far as you think she's bad, right? You think she's on the bad side, but like, would you say that she's like standard deviation 1, standard deviation 2? Like, how far of an outlier do you think she is? Because the way, like, I haven't heard you like go off on somebody like this before, actually. I don't think
she's bad enough that like when I haven't posted my first video yet with her because I want her to die and fade into obscurity on the internet and never come back. Like that's how horrible I think this person is. Because it's not just somebody that's like bad and is an annoying conservative. It's somebody that's bad on the left that fucking kills all of my causes. And anytime I argue with somebody, people are going to point to like people like her and go, oh, well, look at like people like her making these types of arguments. And then I have to be like, okay, well, listen, not every trans person is like this. Not every SGW is like this. Not every woman is like this. Not everybody that argues for left-leaning causes are like this. And it's like that's how horrible this person is. It's not just like debate lord stuff. It's just like horrible human being stuff.
Okay.
I mean, like,
I guess
if I can answer the question, I guess, like, did you listen to her full conversation with DaSkrubKing, the first one?
So I skipped through some of it. I listened to some of it. What I saw was someone who was getting frustrated and who was not having the most productive of conversations. But I also don't know that it's fair. Like I said, I've seen her do a lot of other good faith conversations. So I just don't know that it's fair to say that she's this horrible human being because she had one bad conversation. I mean, I think people can act in bad faith towards one person or on one occasion and that not be indicative of their overall and consistent character and actions, right? So this is the only information I have about this person, so I can't extrapolate and say that this is how she always is, because I have seen her be better.
Okay, I mean, I have my conversation with you, which obviously
I haven't seen
horribly personally biased, I admit. Sure.
I haven't seen
Then there's the comment with DaSkrub. I love you, DaSkrubKing. You're a nice guy and everything, okay? But DaSkrubKing is like a fucking, not like, I'm trying to say this nicely. He's a very, very nice person, okay? And she was fucking brutal in this conversation. I can't imagine that if somebody were to tell me, oh, I tried to have a conversation with DaSkrubKing and man, it was just so difficult, my immediate thought would be like, man, you must be a fucking asshole. This is like one of the nicest people I know when he talks to people. Like, there's no fucking way you have a difficult time talking to DaSkrubKing. And if you watch her conversation with him, like, despite how fucking disgusting she is in the entire convo, he like doesn't really lash out against her or say like anything bad against her at all. Whereas she's constantly doing these like performative tricks that have like bled down from me to Vosh to her, where she's like what? What are you saying? What? And then she like wave her arms around and like do the faces, and it's like, and DaSkrubKing's just like asking her to be like completely reasonable the whole time. Like he hasn't said anything mean at all. I would highly recommend watching that conversation. I can't imagine like watching it and then walking away thinking that DemonMama is even capable of engaging in these arguments in good faith.
I mean, Merrick and I both like watched the debate, and at least like in the beginning, like had some concerns that what we were hearing from DaSkrubKing, like I didn't know exactly how to take you know, a statement like using somebody for friendship. Like when I heard that, it did kind of set something off in me. And you know, there is a tendency to just be like red flag, incel, you know, whatever, right? And we talked about how that's not productive earlier in our conversation today. But like, you know, I don't think it was coming from nowhere. I think there were some like parallels that were noticed, and with Merrick and I both just wanted to kind of like, you know, unpack that and see like what was really behind that. And everything that I've gotten from DaSkrubKing today tells me that it's not, you know, what I guess I was worried about at first, that it was nothing, you know, it wasn't a sense of, you know, that like if a woman's giving a guy attention, then she should be giving him some consideration as a romantic partner too. That was what I was worried about was being said, and that's not what you're saying, right, DaSkrubKing?
Yeah, but the reason we were able to have this nice conversation is because Merrick has acted in like light years level of more good faith than DemonMama did. Like,
do you think she was bad faith right out the gate, or do you think that it was like...
In hindsight, yes, I absolutely think the whole time she was just looking for ways to paint me as an incel. That's why she got excited at certain things that I would say. She would like almost physically get giddy at like, ooh, let's unpack that more, or ooh, is this the mask slipping, stuff like that. And then what really got me is I was originally after first conversation, like I was gonna be chill, I was just gonna move on, like I had one bad conversation, but the aftermath is what to steal incel terminology is what really blackpilled me. The fact that she went on to name the YouTube video like government mandated compliments from females with DaSkrubKing, the fact that she I posted my Reddit post, and one of my running jokes in the community is all of my big effort Reddit posts are called manifestos. That's a joke. She tweeted that that I'm a creepy incel because I made a manifesto about her when I just made a Reddit post about our conversation. She said that I said that she harms trans people, even though the word trans is nowhere in my Reddit post. And I was actually very specific not to do that because my only criticism of her right now is that she harms feminism and through that women at large. It has nothing to do with the fact that she's trans.
I'll make that criticism.
So
if you
yeah,
want,
I think the reason this conversation seems to have gone so much better is because so far, and hopefully will continue, you guys have been acting in good faith. So.
Look, I do think that you remember how earlier we were talking about like it's not productive to call people incels, and it's not productive to sort of like exaggerate the harm of a person? You remember how we both agreed on that earlier?
You're talking, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can hear.
I see your thing lighting up on Discord, but I don't hear anything.
Oh no.
Wait, I can hear loud and clear. Wait, can you hear me now?
Yeah, wait, Steven, you...
Oh, I can't hear.
Yeah, I can hear.
I hear everyone.
Hold on. Oh shit! What's happening?
Are you all not hearing each other?
Did I lose my hearing?
I can hear him just fine.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I didn't change anything. Why is it broken now?
It's
back now, apparently.
Oh, I'm back? Okay. Look, so I feel like we agreed earlier that it's really not productive, and it's not right to kind of exaggerate the harm of a person, right? That sort of pushes them in a direction that we don't want them to go. And we talked about this with like not calling people incels. I don't think that it's productive. I don't think that it's kind, and I don't think that you're going to get the results that you want to get by saying that DemonMama harms trans people or that she harms women. I think that you can think that there was a really bad conversation. I think that you can think that she acted in bad faith. Just from watching the first like 15 minutes straight of your conversation, that was not the impression that I got. Now, I am giving her the benefit of the doubt, but that was not the impression that I got. And I did speak with her afterwards. And I mean, that's some really, really hurtful stuff to say, right? So I think if you want to create a healthier, you want to cultivate a healthier community and you want the people in that community to act better, I think levying constructive criticism instead of saying like, oh, you hurt women, oh, you hurt trans people, like that doesn't teach her anything. I think all that does is like really push her in a bad direction as well. So I think that if you genuinely believe that, Steven, and you want her to change her behavior, that's not necessarily the way to get her to do that. I think all
I
you
don't
did
want
was hurt her.
I don't want her to change her behavior. I want her to leave and never come back. That the problem is that everything that you're saying is absolutely true. If you're talking about giving constructive criticism to somebody that's like looking for ways to grow, Demon Mama is not looking for ways to become better or to grow. She's trying to get easy dunks so she can climb the clout ladder, get tons of YouTube subs, and go on and be a YouTube debater. That's it. Like, if you watch the first 15 minutes of her convo with DaSkrubKing, I'm a bit more sympathetic towards you because those first 15 minutes did actually seem okay. Like, when I watched them, there were like no huge red flags to me. What?
That's what
Hello?
I'm saying. Steven?
Oh, yes. Sorry, what's up?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yeah. The first 15 minutes were fine. But man, if you watch that, getting into it, like, holy shit. By the end of that, it is painfully obvious that Demon Mama is not there to have a conversation. Like, okay, you know what? Forget everything I was going to say. Here's a question. Why do you think, okay, do you think DaSkrubKing has significantly changed since like 2 days ago? Or why do you think you were able to reach a much better conclusion regarding his thoughts than Demon Mama was?
I think I'm probably more patient, and that I didn't see a lot of the Twitter discourse, which may have colored her opinions. But I think it's
Do you
probably
think
just
that
because I'm more
DaSkrubKing is like,
patient.
do you think that DaSkrubKing is an especially difficult person to understand that requires like an abnormal level of patience to understand?
No, but I'm not necessarily arguing that he is someone who is like requiring of a lot of patience. I think
That's kind of
through
what you're saying, though, right?
well, because I think throughout their conversation, she maybe didn't show him a lot of patience, or they got hung up on semantics. And I'm not saying that that didn't happen, but I think
I,
that not having patience is different than being a terrible person.
when somebody tells me like why was I able to talk to this person and they're like, oh well, I think I have more patience, then I'm thinking the other person is either like 6 years old or incredibly difficult to understand. DaSkrubKing is not somebody that you need a lot of patience, I don't think, to understand. Like, I think that you should wonder for yourself a lot, like, why is it that I was able to have a huge convo with DaSkrubKing? It doesn't seem like he's like this raging MRA incel black pill piece of shit. I wonder why Demon Mama walked away from that conversation and she thought that he was like literally like government mandating like hugs and kisses from women. Like, I wonder, like, I think that that should be a question where you're thinking, like, why is there such a huge difference there?
Didn't
I
she
think
say
she was just mean
compliments?
about that.
Right, was what she was saying. That was the title, right? Like her clickbait title was like mandated compliments, right?
I don't know what something like that.
Yes.
Whatever it was a horrible mischaracterization of DaSkrubKing's position.
Yeah, your YouTube title was "Government Mandated Compliments from Females with DaSkrubKing." So
Listen, I'm not saying that she wasn't impatient. I agree that she was impatient with him. But I am saying to you that I think being impatient is very different than being a terrible person.
Well, why was she impatient?
I don't know, because she's human.
No. This is why I think she's a horrible person. It sounds like it's semantic. The reason why she was impatient is because she's just trying to score dunks to throw this guy under the bus so that she can grow a YouTube channel. That's what makes her a horrible piece of shit. And she's doing it by building off of things like trans issues or women's issues, which makes her harmful to those causes. So that's why she's a piece of shit, and that's why she's harmful to trans and feminist causes.
I mean, do you think that your interpretation of this is maybe colored by the fact that you guys didn't have a very good conversation prior to this?
Absolutely not. I would hold my interpretation. I could watch this with any other person in the world and they would agree at the end. They'd be like, wow, this Demon Mama person sure is a piece of shit. They're like constantly trying to shoehorn DaSkrubKing into like insult arguments that he's not even making. It's pretty insane. There were like 2 or 3 like arguments that she like couldn't even that she was being so unbelievably bad faith on that it was like, oh man, dude, what, like, she wouldn't even admit, like, there was a question where it's like, do you think that men on average are stronger than women on average? Like, she wouldn't even budge on that. She was like, well, maybe sometimes. There was another one where it was like, do you think that, like, just because somebody's the aggressor, it doesn't mean they're necessarily more lethal than another person, right? And she was like, well, no, that's not true at all. Like, she was being so unimaginably bad faith in that conversation. And the whole time, DaSkrubKing looks like he's on fucking Ambien. He's just sitting here, like, pretty chill, like, just, like, having a conversation. He's not, like, screaming at her. He's not like fucking me, like, screaming down her throat or anything. Like, there was just no reason for it. It was so disgusting to watch. Maybe, okay, if there's a personal element to this that maybe shades my, like, view of this, it might be that I like DaSkrubKing because he's, like, a fan of mine and a friend of mine, and we play on a server that he abandoned me on. However, like,
He sounds like
I would
he's your
say,
little baby, Steven. You sound very protective over him.
okay, you need to watch the conversation because she is a subhuman piece of shit. That's all I can say. Like, I'm sorry, but like it, because like what you're doing right now reminds me of when like June would always be like, oh, Lauren is so cute, you know, like we're friends, like she's nice to me, like blah blah. It's the exact same thing. It is.
Steven, Lauren advocates for white ethno-states. DemonMama was impatient. This is wildly different. And don't
DemonMama is trying to fucking like oppression splain, okay, shit to a fucking Black American male. Like, what the fuck? Like, dude, she was like as many levels of stupid shit as like fucking Lauren Southern could ever be on. 1,000,000%, 1,000,000. I'll defend that argument to the death.
I don't appreciate being compared to Shu and Lauren Southern, Steven.
I'm not saying you're the same. I'm just saying that like this argument, like, well, oh, they were nice towards me. Like, okay, well, that might be true.
That's not what I'm saying. I think that she was much more patient throughout this conversation than you're giving her credit for.
I would love for
I mean, you said you watched the first 15 minutes, right?
Yeah,
like,
I would love for you
to watch the rest. I said the first 15 minutes were very calm.
So I watched the first 15 minutes in their entirety, and then I skipped through, and we watched various points of it after that because I was on stream, yes.
I would love you guys to watch.
Watching the whole thing.
Yeah, you guys need to watch the whole thing, or you people. Sorry if that counts as misgendering. You people need to watch.
Yeah, you don't need to worry, Steven. We're good.
Yeah. Well, apparently everybody's saying I'm misgendering people, so I'm trying to be careful. You lot.
Her,
okay. What? If I ever did, first of all, that word is fucking bullshit in this context. Okay, if I'm speaking quickly, what? Because when you say misgender, there is an intentionality that is implied there. If I've referred to her,
you can accidentally
hold on, I have to be
all the time. Where'd you go?
Okay, when you say somebody has misgendered somebody, whether you acknowledge it or not, there is absolutely an intentionality that is conveyed there. Okay, when I have used her correct pronouns like 1,000 times.
Steven.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear us?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, hey, I can't agree with this. I misgender Peter Coffin all the time, but it's not on purpose. It's because I can't remember that they go by they, them. Like I don't think that there's an intention behind that. And we even talked about this whenever I was like, I think that he misgendered her. And then I said, and I think that, that's not something that he did on purpose because I know you to be someone who does care deeply about social justice issues. And I know you to be someone who does care about trans people. I mean, we even talked about this already.
Do you think I misgendered DaSkrubKing earlier when I called him she?
No. That doesn't really apply to this people.
How does it not imply it? I probably just misspoke.
Well, yeah, that's the conclusion we came to, Steven.
Then why call it misgender? That is like such a loaded term, especially against somebody that's calling me and my community transphobic or true scum.
Well, okay, I didn't know that was happening. I didn't know that your community was being called true scum, but I'm not on Twitter right now. I'm not seeing this.
I don't know why you would say misgendered when I've used every pronoun like a million times instead of just, oh, he misspoke. That seems to be like such a less loaded word. I don't know why you would go with the misgender.
Okay, well, I apologize. That's the technical term for it. I didn't think that it was like loaded like that. I'm certainly not trying to imply that I think that you were being transphobic. I think the point of me using that was that the point I was connecting it to was I think that your chat maybe like your chat went pretty hard on her.
Yeah, of course they did. Which they should have because she was a piece of shit. What the fuck?
No, I mean, in terms of transphobia.
I don't believe that to be the case. I'm sure that there were a few people that did, but again, if I've got a chat room of thousands of people and I'm having any conversation with a trans person, there's going to be like a few shitheads that are going to come in and make transphobic comments. But I don't think that like there was this deluge of transphobia that was just coming out of my community. I don't believe that. And you can go and look at my subreddit. Anytime somebody comes on, misgenders a trans person that I have a debate with, they're always downvoted to the very fucking bottom of the thread, and then they usually get banned for shit like that. Like it's just not something that happens a lot in my community.
Well, look, I certainly wasn't trying to imply that this was something that you did on purpose. And this was something that we already talked about. Like I said, like I don't know you to be someone who, I know you to be the opposite of that kind of person, right? So, the reason I use that word is because that's the word that I understand to be appropriate in that context. So I certainly wasn't meaning for it to be like super loaded, especially because I think at this point that I like you, Steven, and that I'm not trying to say that you're any kind of like transphobe, right?
Yeah,
I think it would
okay,
help you would know.
Sure. Okay, so I think in the course of this conversation, I think that I sound a lot more upset with you than I actually am. I'm not really that upset with you at all. It sounds that way. To explain what's happening here, and I'm going to use another comparison that's going to trigger the ever-living fuck out of you. Okay? So a long time ago, DaSkrubKing, fucking mute when you fucking type, you piece of shit. Thank you. Okay. A long time ago, okay, one of the most frustrating things that I had to deal with is anytime I wanted to criticize like an Eric Stryker or James Alsop or Nick Fuentes, I had to run through 50 enlightened centrists to do so. And it always gave me the impression of being very, very, very far left. Because if I want to say, hey, Nick Fuentes, he sounds like a fucking Nazi. I think that's what the cookie jokes are about. And then I get like the Brittany Ventis and and these other like center leaning, like center right people who are like, oh well, I think they're just jokes. Well, now all of a sudden I look like a crazy left leaning SJW because all these people that are like center right or they call themselves centrists are jumping up to defend like the Nazi talking points. And now like when I get into fights with them, they're like, why are you so fucking mad at me? I'm not a Nazi. And you know what? You're right. Most of them weren't Nazis. They were just like providing like this tacit cover for people on the right. And then all of my anger gets like unleashed on them. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening here. You know what? If you were to like message me and you were just like, oh shit, like did you misgender, blah, 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 whatever. If you were to message me in private, if you did me, I'd be like, oh shit, I think I did like twice, whatever. I'd probably say that. Because when you say that to me, I don't think that you're saying like he misgendered her and that he was intentionally using the wrong pronouns to her. I don't think you would ever do that because you don't seem like that kind of person. But the issue that I'm having is that you are assuming that Demon Mama is coming from a similar place than you, and I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to ask you. I am telling you that she is absolutely not coming from anywhere remotely the same place. That the frustrating issue that I'm having, and I'm sorry to take this all, I love you, you're super cool, and I have no ill will against you. I know I've been screaming at you a lot. The problem I'm having is that you're like serving as this.
Are you calling me an enlightened
like,
centrist? You're cutting out.
Pretty moderate figure that I personally functioning as this like shield, this defensive unit for Demon Mama, who is garbage, and you're assuming that when you say things, they're similar to the way that she says them, and I don't think that's true at all. That's my problem. I really hope that you watch the full video of her and DaSkrubKing arguing, and like really pay attention to how she talks, because oh my fucking god, it is disgusting to watch.
Okay. Well, I guess I will go back later and watch the whole thing. I did see a lot of her being pretty patient, if not being irritated. I don't know that I'm going to be able to land at the same conclusions that you have about her. I think that's something that I'm going to have to decide for myself in time. But yeah, I'll go back and I'll watch it again, but I do feel that you're being very harsh right now. And I'm not trying to.
I fucking hate this person. I hope they disappear from the internet forever. So I hope I come off as harsh.
Okay.
Okay, I love you all. You have been very cool. I didn't want to take over all this shit. So.
No, I mean, and we appreciate you being here. And like I can feel you when you say like it's not right for Demon Mama to assume Scrub's intentions, but I also feel like you might have a few logical jumps in your analysis of Demon Mama's intentions. I'm not completely sold on that, but like I can see what you're saying, and I've been there. Like I know the feeling of wanting somebody to get the fuck off the internet. Okay, I actually relate to you on that. More than maybe a lot of other streamers too.
Wait. What is one logical jump that you think I've made?
I don't see the connection, Steven. Like, I think there's like like what is one logical connection that you've made to actually like let me know that like we have a pretty good sense of what her actual intent, because getting somebody's intentions, like that takes so much, like isn't that one of the hardest things to prove in court generally is, you know,
Sure.
if you have to...
After talking to DaSkrubKing for what have you guys been talking for, like an hour, 30 minutes? Do you feel like he wants state mandated compliments from women to men?
No,
No.
obviously not.
So what kind of a person do you think it would do you feel like he's been incredibly stupid, that you've had to be unreasonably patient, that he's like poorly spoken, too dumb to get his opinions out? Do you feel like he's like reasonably intelligent?
Look-
Yes, I do. I think she was memeing.
So then what kind of a person do you think it would take to have a conversation with somebody like DaSkrubKing and to walk away thinking that they want state mandated compliments from women?
I think she's just memeing, Steven. I don't think it was supposed to be taken super seriously.
Okay, then Fuentes was just memeing when he talked about putting the cookies in the oven. It's just a meme. It's
Well,
all irony.
hey, hold on. But these are so different though. Like you're
Right,
comparing it
the
really
difference is that Fuentes can never hurt somebody like me or DaSkrubKing on the internet, but these fucking piece of shit like DemonMama can get people fucking canceled. That's the difference. The difference is that, like, in terms of internet life right now, certain people that follow certain ideologies are actually way more fucking dangerous to meddle with. If Nick Fuentes goes on Twitter and calls me like a fucking and calls me like a socialist, whatever, a million times, nobody gives a fuck. But if DemonMama gets the right person to listen and labels somebody like me or DaSkrubKing a transphobe, I could lose fucking sponsorships or get fucking banned off of platforms for it.
I
Like,
mean,
there's a
hey,
difference.
Steven, you know, was just pushed off of Twitter and someone tried to like have this like me swatted like a couple of days ago, right? I mean, I understand this. I think I, of all people, of course, understand this. But I don't think she's trying to get him canceled. I just haven't seen that happening anywhere.
Well, even if she's not trying, it's pretty irresponsible to imply that I'm like an incel or transphobic or anything like that.
Well, wait, hold on. When did she say you were transphobic though? I haven't seen this at all.
So you wouldn't see this because you're not on Twitter, but
This
I made
is
a
all
Reddit
happening
post.
on Twitter.
Yeah, what I'm talking about right now. Yes.
Okay.
So
So
I made
is
a
there
Reddit
like
post.
a big chunk of conversations that I haven't had access to and that I'm completely missing out on? Like, is there a lot of other drama that I just don't know about? Is that what's happening right now?
I don't know about a lot. But like this morning, like I said when I first joined the call, that this first morning of 2021 has been pretty eventful for me. Then I made a Reddit post going over a conversation, going over what I thought, why I don't think I'll ever talk to DemonMama again, my reasons why. And then when she caught wind of the post, she said that whole bunch of stuff. She said, if you're trying to not sound like a creepy incel, it's not a good idea to write manifestos. So again, with the implying that I'm either an incel or sounding like an incel.
Okay.
She said that I did say that she harms feminists and women because I do believe that. But she said that I said that she harms trans people, which I didn't.
Well, I mean, Steven said that.
Yeah, but she said about
She
me.
said that you said that?
Yes, which she clearly didn't read the post because the word trans doesn't appear anywhere in it. So
That's unfortunate.
Well, you say unfortunate, but that's a very nice word to use. She literally is. She has a video out where she. There's a clip of her that I'm watching where she's like, "And by the way, guys, you don't know this about Destiny, but I'm about to do an expose. Did you know that he broke up with a girlfriend on stream before? Why would she talk about that if she's trying to like? What is the point of bringing shit like this up if she's not just like clout chasing? She's trying to climb the fucking Destiny ladder to fucking build a career off of shit posting. I've seen like a million people do this before. I think I'd be able to recognize it by now.
I mean, yeah, I think she's mad at you. I don't know that it's necessarily her trying to like clout chase off you. I think you guys have some personal beef right now, though. I think she's just kind of mad at you. I can understand where you're saying that that's irresponsible, though, and you know maybe that's something that I should talk to her about as well. You know, I do feel bad though. Like I'm sorry if I made you feel that I was trying to imply that you were being transphobic in any way, though. Like, I do want to apologize to you about that because that obviously was not my intention. So I'm sorry if you know me using that word was like you felt loaded. You know, I do apologize.
And I have no ill will towards you now, so no problem.
No, I know. I just like if I came across like I was being an asshole to you or I hurt your feelings, like you know, it's not something I want to do. That's all.
No, I understand. It's just there's this really annoying social phenomena where you have to be careful because different people will take things in different ways. Like if like even if you say the exact same thing, if I were to talk to you, so here's something that I personally Okay, I don't think that Twitch is like an appropriate place to have like ultra sexual content. That's just like a personal opinion that I have. I don't feel like serious about it, but I don't think it's true. I could say that exact sentence to you, and I think that it would be like okay. But if I were to give
Yeah.
that exact same sentence to somebody that was more like socially conservative, they would run in a way different place with that exact sentence, right? They'd be like, "Oh, fucking A, dude, get these sluts with the turtlenecks and the fucking booby shirts and all this shit. Get them out of the plug. Get them fucking right." They would take that exact same statement and they go way harder with it. So when yeah, so like when you say something like, "Oh, he misgendered her," or whatever, it's not. I'm not getting upset that you're saying that. I'm getting upset that you're like covering for somebody else that said I misgendered her when that person is using it in way more of an extreme manner than you might. Is the only thing that I'm saying. Does that make sense? Sorry, it's really complicated.
No, it's not. It's really not that complicated. Yeah, I get it. I just,
All right.
I just didn't understand that there was this larger context in which this was happening.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm leaving because I feel bad because I've already taken over too much of your guys' time. Okay, you guys
No
have a
worries.
wonderful conversation. Keep it up. Stay safe. Be careful. I love you, all three of you. Okay, bye.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, bye. Hey, stop. That's my food. Stop.
I was gonna try to say the mochaccino cappuccino thing, but I knew I was gonna fuck it up, so I always do. Do you have it, Scrub? Mochaccino, cappuccino, frappuccino, al pacino?
I don't know the order. It's
I
a
feel
bunch
like
of
I just got
chinos.
scolded by my dad. Like that's what I feel like that was.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, like the thing is, like I agree with Destiny that this conversation, like I didn't come away with any like idea that Scrub was in any way reinforcing those kind of talking points, those problematic talking points. I wasn't so sure after the Demon Mama thing, and it may have been just because you said, Scrub, that you felt like the topic kept getting changed before you could really drill in on anything and speak to stuff that the way that you wanted to. So maybe it was just that you didn't have there was like exposition, but maybe no explanation in that debate.
Yeah, she just pivoted onto a new topic whenever we would get more than a few sentences in, and it would just move on to some other thing. And I followed her there. In hindsight, I probably should have stood my ground a little bit more.
Apparently, that's how Tim Pool debates too.
I keep seeing your chat say that I didn't actually watch the debate or that I only watched the first 15 minutes. And I would like to clarify that.
Yeah, you said you skimmed through the rest of it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely not how that went down. So we would stop in a spot and we would watch for like 5 minutes, or we would watch for like 7 minutes, or we would watch for like 10 minutes here. And then we did watch the last, like, I think 15 or 20 minutes as well. So I do see this happening, and that's not what happened. So I wanted to clarify that.
Okay, I would still recommend you watch the whole thing beginning to end.
I will. But, there were a lot of times when I would pop in, and it wasn't until like an hour and 30, an hour and 40 in where it seemed like it was actually starting to get legitimately heated. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'll go back and watch the whole thing. It just like...
Yeah, the thing that made me the most upset wasn't even the conversation. Like I said, it was like the aftermath. If it was just the conversation, we went our separate ways, I wouldn't be nearly as upset. It was more all the behavior after the fact is what really like made me like write her off as a person worth having conversations with. So.
Well, I guess I'll have to check out. You said you made a Reddit post?
Yeah, I made a real long Reddit post about my problems with what you said in the conversation and why I don't think it's worth having further conversations with her. Yeah.
Okay, and is that on? Is it on?
Yeah, I can DM you the link.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I'll read this later. I don't know. We should probably wrap this up, huh?
Yeah, we are. Oh wow, we're almost 6 o'clock already. Yeah, thank you both for being here. Thank you, Destiny, for dropping in, and God, I feel like I got a lot more questions than answers now. There's a lot of the Twitter stuff that I guess I hadn't kept up on, and I guess I didn't really know about any of this chat stuff that had been going on, and that's mostly on Twitter, right, Scrub?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll have to catch up on that. So yeah, that if I didn't give my opinion on some things, that's probably explains why I didn't want to speak from a place of ignorance. And there's some of this situation that I just wasn't well informed of. But I did watch the debate, and I felt like. Yeah, like I've got some answers from the questions that debate like turned up that make me feel better about DaSkrubKing and your position and what you're saying, and more importantly what you're not saying. So I'm glad we were able to further elucidate that. Yeah, thank you both for being here. Let me give you a chance to just give your socials once more, and tell everybody where they can find you, DaSkrubKing. And anything else you got in the works in the near future?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm twitter.com/DaSkrubKing, Twitch I'm DaSkrubKing, and then soon my YouTube will become more active, because once I get back from getting my wisdom teeth out, I have like big content plans.
Oh my god.
The YouTube side of things.
Yeah.
So you can check me out.
Don't get dry sockets, okay? I was so dumb. I got mine and they were like, you gotta drink liquid, you can't eat anything. And I was like, no, I'm gonna eat some stir fry anyway. And I got dry sockets. So yeah, be good. Do what they say, do all the aftercare stuff, because like I fucked that completely up. Yeah, everybody go follow DaSkrubKing, and if we can get a shout out from the mods, and Merrick. Oh, you just you're muted for some reason.
How's that?
Yeah, you're good.
Better.
Okay. We're giving our socials right now, right?
Oh yes, socials
right.
And anything you got in the works, anything you got to plug.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I obviously am not on Twitter, which we've covered a million times now, but I am on Instagram. So that's going to be just Merrick Deville. I'm streaming on Twitter and wow, words. I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. And those are both going to be just Merrick Deville as well. The only thing I have going on right now is being really fucking bad at Stardew Valley and trying to get less bad at streaming regularly. So yeah, you guys can find me in those three places. Also, I would like to say thank you for coming on to talk to me. I feel like this was really productive and a pleasant conversation, and I actually really enjoyed talking with you.
Yeah, same. I actually have some topics that I wanted to ask you about completely unrelated to this, but just like interesting arguments that I've thought up in my head on my own. And I think, not to be crass, but your life experience and job choice makes it relevant to the questions that I have. So
yeah. Do you want to maybe do that later? Do you want to maybe take a break and then come on later on tonight, or do you want to do that later?
I can do it later tonight. Yeah, I've got nothing happening.
Cool. Let me take like a 30-minute break where I don't have to talk and I can just zone out and like chill, maybe eat, and then we can.
Yeah, sure. I have to eat dinner too. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That sounds good.
Cool beans, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us for the really exciting BirdBrains, really long BirdBrains, but I feel like it needed the space to breathe, and I know more now than I did going into it. I still feel like I don't have the complete picture, so we'll be looking into that in the near future. But yeah, I'd like to get people into a place where they're not, canceling each other, writing each other off. Sometimes that's not possible, and I don't want to push anybody. If you really are dealing with somebody that's bad faith, it's mean to expect you to make nice to them. So that's not what I want. But yeah, thank you so much for both of you coming on and being open with each other, and actually hearing each other, because sometimes that doesn't happen in these debates. So chat, we're gonna raid out now. I'm gonna wait a minute. I'm going to give you, before I raid out, let me try to give you my, I'm going to give you my new, I was about to say drama channel. No, we're talking about my gaming channel. It's like the opposite of a drama channel here, that we've got. on YouTube. So if anybody's not subbed to that yet, I will be gaming on that later tonight. We're going to play maybe some Final Fantasy Tactics, maybe a brand new Minecraft mod written by a QAnon member that we were going to try to see if there's any QAnon dog whistles in this mod, if like one of the bosses is Hillary Clinton or something like that. So we'll see about that tonight. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining us, and we are going to raid Amy, I hope. Wait, let me make sure that Amy's still streaming. I keep on. Do you ever do this, Scrub, where you raid somebody, but they stop right before you raid them?
Yeah, it's I've had it happen to me too, where I'm about to sign off, and then I get like 100 people to show up.
It looks like we're good. It looks like we're good for raiding Amy today, so that'll be good. Yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics playthrough. Yeah, it's a very strategic game. I wasn't expecting it to be. It's like an older game too, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I'll be doing a lot more gaming because I gotta like I know like you can tell, you can sit, my jaw's like clenched. I've been going through drama. Merrick's been going through drama. We've all been going through drama, and we could probably all use some games. Hey Merrick, sometime I want you to show me how to play Stardew Valley, because like I've got that game. Somebody gave it to me, and I've just never. It looks like pretty relaxing, so it could be just what the doctor ordered as far as me like actually chilling the fuck out, which would be nice.
Okay, yeah, I'll help you.
All right, everybody. Love you so much, and I will see you next week. Yeah, if anybody needs to talk to me, Discord. Hit me up in Discord. I'm pretty. Oh God, somebody hit the Discord thing again, so people can get Discord. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. If you got anything to say to me, I'll be listening. You know, if anybody's concerned, like, right, I'm gonna hear those concerns out, okay? Because I really do care about those, and I want to hear that. Anyway, fly my pretties, rawr. All right, and Vadis. Hello, Vadis. These are the Vadis that I'm talking to, the people that are still listening to the stream, because you're watching it on a VOD. We just rated it into AMC3, and I'm just saying, oh my God, this screen comes up and makes it so I can't see my Vadis. I'm going to say hi to Amy. Hi, Amy. And then... Vadis, we love you so much, and thank you for being here once again, and we will, oh my God, I gotta eat something.